At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus, and said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He has risen from the dead, and therefore these powers work in him." For Herod had seized John and bound him, and put him in prison for the sake of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, because John had said to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." And though he wanted to put him to death, he feared the crowd, because they counted John as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday came, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod, whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatever she would ask. And she, prompted by her mother, said, "Give me here on a platter the head of John the Baptist." And the king was exceedingly sorry. Yet because of the oaths and the guests he commanded it to be given. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl. And she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took the body, and buried it, and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard it, he withdrew from there in a boat, to a lonely place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the cities. And Jesus went out and saw great multitudes. And he was moved with compassion for them and healed their sick. Now when evening came, his disciples came to him, saying, "This is a lonely place, and the hour is already late. Send the crowds away, that they may go into the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus said to them, "They need not depart. Give you them something to eat." And they said to him, "We have here only 5 loaves and 2 fish. He said, "Bring them here to me." Then he commanded the crowds to sit down on the grass. And he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, and looking up to heaven, he blessed them, and broke them, and gave them to the disciples. And the disciples gave them to the crowds. So they all ate and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments that remained. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Immediately Jesus made the disciples get into the boat, and go before him to the other side, while he sent the crowds away. And after he had sent the crowds away, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. And when evening came, he was there alone. But the boat was now in the middle of the sea, tossed by the waves, for the wind was contrary. Now in the 4th watch of the night, Jesus went to them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a ghost." And they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid." Then Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." So Peter went down from the boat and walked on the water, to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand, and caught him, and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. Then those who were in the boat came and worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God."